Hey everyone, it's Jack, and I'm really glad you could join us today.
Thanks for having me.
We all struggle with self-doubt from time to time, and today we're going to talk about how to overcome that and feel more confident.
Absolutely.
So what do you think are some of the things that cause us to doubt ourselves?
Hmm. Well, I think sometimes we get caught up comparing ourselves to other people.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening.
We look at their successes or what they have, and we start feeling bad about ourselves.
That makes sense, especially with social media nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy to get caught in that trap of thinking everyone else has it all figured out.
So true. So how can we stop comparing ourselves and start feeling more confident?
One way is to focus on our own strengths. What are we good at? What do we enjoy doing?
I like that idea. It's
Alright.
about recognizing our own unique qualities.
Yeah, and when we focus on what we have instead of what we lack, it can really boost our
And
confidence.
it's also about appreciating our accomplishments, right?
Absolutely. Think about everything you've achieved, no matter how big or small.
It's easy to forget about those wins when we're stuck in self-doubt.
Yeah, but those accomplishments show what you're capable of, and it's important to remind ourselves of that.
So true. Another thing I've heard is that the way we talk to ourselves can have a big impact.
Oh, definitely. We are often our own worst critics.
So we should be kinder to ourselves like we would be to a friend.
Exactly. Instead of putting ourselves down, we can try to offer encouragement and support.
So how do we change that negative self-talk?
Well, one way is to notice when it's happening and then try to replace those negative thoughts with positive ones.
So if I catch myself saying, I can't do this, I could try saying, I'm going to try my best or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Those little changes in our thinking can make a big difference.
They can help us feel more capable and more confident in ourselves,
Exactly. And when we feel more confident, we're more likely to try new things and take risks.
which can lead to even more growth and success.
Exactly. It's like a positive cycle. Confidence leads to action, and action leads to more confidence.
I love that idea. So how can we start building that confidence in the first place?
One way is to set small, achievable goals.
So instead of trying to do everything at once, we can break down our goals into smaller steps.
Exactly. And when we accomplish those goals, even the small ones, it gives us a sense of accomplishment and boosts our confidence.
And it's also important to remember that everyone makes mistakes, right?
Absolutely. Mistakes are not failures, they're opportunities to learn and grow.
It's so easy to get discouraged when we make a mistake.
Yeah, but if we can shift our perspective and see it as a learning experience, it can actually help us build confidence.
Because it shows us that we can try again and we can do better next time.
Exactly. It's about changing our relationship with mistakes.
Instead of seeing them as something negative, we can see them as a natural part of the learning process.
Exactly. And remember, everyone learns at their own pace.
Yeah, it's so easy to compare ourselves to others, but we all have our own strengths and challenges.
Absolutely. We need to focus on our own journey and celebrate our own progress.
And remember, learning English is a skill just like any other skill. It takes time and practice.
But with dedication and perseverance, you can achieve your goals.
I believe in you, and I know you can do it.
Me too. We're here to support you along the way.
We'll be back in a moment to talk more about overcoming self-doubt and building confidence in your English skills. So we were talking about how comparing ourselves can lead to self-doubt, but what about when it inspires us?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's important to be inspired by others, but it's also crucial to focus on your own path.
So how do we stay focused on our own path?
One way is to set clear goals. What do you want to achieve and why is it important to you?
Okay, so having that clear vision helps us stay motivated and on track.
Yeah, exactly. And when you reach a milestone, even a small one, take the time to celebrate your progress.
So it's like giving ourselves a little pat on the back and recognizing how far we've come.
Yeah, and don't forget to be kind to yourself along the way. When you make a mistake, don't beat yourself up.
Everyone makes mistakes. It's
Mhm.
part of the learning process.
Exactly. Instead of dwelling on the mistake, focus on what you can learn from it. How can you do better next time?
So we can turn mistakes into learning opportunities.
Yeah, and that can actually boost our confidence because we see that we're capable of learning and adapting.
So how can we apply all of this to learning English?
Well, learning a new language can be challenging, and it's easy to feel discouraged when you make mistakes.
Yeah, I've definitely been there.
But remember, everyone makes mistakes. It's part of the process. The important thing is to keep practicing and focus on your progress.
Even if it feels slow.
Exactly. Don't compare yourself to other learners. Everyone learns at their own pace.
So just keep moving forward one step at a time.
And celebrate your successes along the way.
That's great advice. So are there other ways to build confidence in our English skills?
Hmm. One thing that can help is to surround yourself with positive people who support your learning journey.
So people who encourage us to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also helpful to find a learning environment that feels comfortable and supportive.
Where you feel safe to make mistakes.
Exactly, and where you can ask questions without feeling embarrassed.
It sounds like the right environment can make a big difference in how we feel about learning.
It definitely can. It can help you feel more confident and motivated, and it can make the whole process more enjoyable.
What about those times when we feel like giving up? When we're just not seeing the progress we want.
Well, everyone feels that way. Sometimes it's normal to have moments of doubt, but it's important to remember why you started learning English in the first place.
To connect with our goals.
Yeah, and let those goals fuel your motivation. And remember that learning English is a journey, not a destination.
So there will be ups and downs along the way.
Exactly. But if you keep going, you will reach your goals and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve.
It's really helpful to hear that everyone goes through those challenges when learning English.
Yeah, it's definitely a common experience.
And feeling discouraged sometimes is totally normal.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone feels that way at some point.
The important thing is that we're not alone in this journey.
Yeah, there are so many people who've gone through the same thing.
And then there's so many resources to help us, like online courses and language partners.
Oh, yeah, and podcasts like this one?
We're here to support you every step of the way.
Exactly. We're all in this together.
Speaking of support, you mentioned earlier how important it is to surround ourselves with positive people.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Can you talk a little bit more about how our relationships can affect our confidence?
Well, our relationships have a huge impact on how we feel about ourselves. When we're around people who believe in us and encourage us, it can really boost our confidence.
It makes us feel more capable of achieving our goals.
Yeah, exactly. But when we're around negative people who put us down or doubt our abilities, it can really hurt our self-esteem.
So it's important to be mindful of the people we spend time with.
Oh, absolutely. And make sure our relationships are supportive and nurturing.
And sometimes that means making tough choices about the people in our lives.
Yeah, sometimes we need to distance ourselves from relationships that aren't serving us anymore.
It's about prioritizing our own well-being.
Exactly, and creating a positive and supportive environment for ourselves.
And it's not just about the people we surround ourselves with. It's also about how we talk to ourselves.
Oh, that's so important. Our self-talk can have a huge impact on our confidence.
If we're always putting ourselves down, it's hard to feel good about ourselves.
Yeah, but if we can learn to be kinder and more compassionate towards ourselves, it can make a big difference.
So how do we change that negative self-talk?
Well, one way is to become more aware of our thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, just stop and ask yourself, is this thought really true? And is it helpful?
And if it's not?
Try to replace it with a more positive and affirming thought.
So it's about challenging those negative thoughts and choosing to focus on the positive.
Yeah, exactly. It takes practice, but over time, you can train your brain to focus on the positive and to be more kind and encouraging towards yourself.
It's amazing how much power we have over our own thoughts.
It really is. Our thoughts shape our reality.
So if we want to feel more confident, we need to start by thinking more confident thoughts.
And by believing in ourselves.
Well, this has been such an inspiring conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today.
Oh, it's been my pleasure.
And to all of our listeners out there, remember, you are capable of amazing things.
You have the power to achieve your goals. Don't let self-doubt hold you back.
Believe in yourself and keep moving forward one step at a time.
We're all in this together.
Keep practicing your English. Keep learning. Keep growing.
And keep shining your light.
We'll see you next time.